Oh, hi, Mark. Hey, uh,
Speaking
this
of,
this one's for you, Mark.
speaking
So,
of, yeah,
yeah,
that Samurai Cop 2, there's the making of Samurai Cop 2, and the cover is exactly the same with a palette swap.
don't. I'm not talking about Samurai Cop anymore.
Okay.
Um,
So you want to talk about Dragon Ball Super?
yes, and how Dragon Ball Super sucks.
I've heard it
It
sucks. I
sucks.
haven't seen it.
Uh, so I mean, like you said, like not that Dragon Ball ever had like the best writing or whatever, but at this point, this is my theory. I'm convinced that Dragon Ball Super is nothing more than trolling the audience to get them to watch to talk about Dragon Ball Super
Oh,
because it is so. Not only do they not really pay respect to like the old characters, even though they're like like I said, like forget about all the other stupid story arcs for now. The one that they're in now is the Tournament of Power, where they're fighting to their universe gets erased if they lose, right?
mhm.
So it's a tournament where your universe could be erased, and Goku is still just dicking around.
That's stupid.
He's had two or three guys just sneak up on him, and they keep trying to Goku and Vegeta have been training with Beerus and Whis, and they're Super Saiyan Blue, and they have like god level strength, and they're so strong, and they should be able to just annihilate everybody, and they don't.
Well, I
And
mean,
they're conserving power. It's like it's stupid, and they're making Goku be really really stupid. And there's also two new there's Saiyans from another universe. Two of them are female, and one of them in like a previous tournament arc because they're already in their second tournament arc because
Lord.
they got nothing else to write about. Vegeta like bullied this guy a little bit, said he was gonna like kill his wife or whatever. I forget. And then the guy just goes Super Saiyan, right?
Oh,
Turns Super Saiyan just in the fight Vegeta once, turns Super Saiyan. Goes back to his universe, teaches these two girls how to become Super Saiyan, and they just do. And then not only is one of them Super Saiyan, one of them is like basically female Broly.
oh
They
Lord.
they have a female Broly. Her name is Kale, right? Because they're all food, right? Still,
All
so
right.
she's just Broly, and she's like super strong, and then all of a sudden, and then like fast forward, they're in the tournament. Goku's fighting Caulifla is the other one,
Oh, Jesus
and
fucking
and
Christ.
he's like, yeah, but you're gonna have to go Super Saiyan 2. And she's like, yeah, I did that once. And then she's like, and then she's Super Saiyan 2, like that, right? Just shitting on all of the training that Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and everyone had done. They're just throwing out transformations like it's a Super Saiyan bargain sale.
Yeah, like,
Totally,
so,
Vegeta's
first
like,
Super Saiyan transformation, Goku, Krillin died fighting Frieza, goes
mm-hmm,
crazy,
mm-hmm,
causes lightning all over the god. I mean, the planet's already fucked, but, like,
mm-hmm,
there's, like, natural disasters when he turns Super Saiyan the first time.
right,
Uh, then Vegeta on an alien planet getting assaulted by meteors because he's training like an asshole.
mm-hmm.
That's dramatic.
I want
Trunks.
to be a Super Saiyan. I want to be a Super Saiyan. I want to be a Super Saiyan. It's so good.
um, uh, Trunks in the future watching future Trunks, Gohan dying,
Right.
uh, and literally being the only person on the planet that could fight the androids. That's dramatic. Gohan, when was the first time Gohan turned Super Saiyan? Gohan.
Well, like on Chamber training for Soul Games.
Okay, so not as dramatic, but still, it was like a dire situation. And
Mm-hmm.
all right, so that's the worst one so far. Goten and Trunks, both born after Vegeta and Goku, are already Super Saiyans
Right. I'll let that one go. Yeah,
because,
that
like,
makes sense.
genetic predisposition, their fathers can already do it, so they have a much
Right.
easier time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? Like, after that, it just gets. It seems like it's just stupid.
Well, not only that, but it's just like not only are their transformations just easy, they're much stronger than like this. And I know people can say, "Oh, Goku is just toying with them. He's suppressing himself," which I understand. So Goku turns Super Saiyan Blue, right,
Mhm.
and throws a Kamehameha at Kale when she's Berserker, and she just walks right through it.
That's fucking stupid.
Well, the thing is that okay, he's just testing her. He's not trying to kill her. If you kill someone in the tournament, you're disqualified.
Wait,
But their universe gets erased if they lose. But if you kill someone, you get disqualified.
alright.
Yeah, I know. It's real dumb.
Why
But
go to your highest power level? That's fucking wasting energy.
well, it's supposed to be perfect ki control. That's the thing. It's supposed to be that. But also, like, Goku can also do the Kaioken on top of the Super Saiyan Blue, right?
Just to bring that back.
So it's just.
You know, remember that technique that you learned that Akira Toriyama probably forgot about, like Lance?
And I understand that, like, because, like I said, like, through work and, like, I'm sure Toriyama is not that easy to deal with, and like, things change in the manga.
Everything.
The manga is different and that, but the problem that I have is basically, like, these guys from other universes, like, the power levels are all over the place, and, like, it really just is not respectful to the amount of training that Goku and Vegeta do, because it makes sense. Like, Frieza was a fucking evil tyrant who was, his race is, like, super powerful, right?
Yeah, everyone in his family is just super strong. They just all.
So he doesn't have to train.
And when
right?
he did, he attained a level that nobody else in his family had.
So Cell was an android that was made out of everybody else.
Everybody's
So I get that. Majin Buu was a fucking
he's magic.
Creature. Now it's just like, oh, their universe is just stronger. Like, that's lazy writing, even for you, Toriyama. Like, come on. Like,
is he actually writing this?
Well, he's writing the manga, and they're basing the manga on. Basically, what I heard is, like, Toriyama tells them, like, I want this to happen, and then writers just write it. Like, I want Goku to lose this in this episode, or I want him to, like, I want Goku to turn Super Saiyan Blue in this episode and fight this guy. But then that's all the information that he gives. So this is. But this is the problem and why I keep going back to Dragon Ball Epsilon, because in Dragon Ball Epsilon you have all these other Saiyans, right, that can turn blue and have Super Saiyan 4 and have these other forms, but it makes sense within the context of what they're doing. And I'll fix, like I said, I'm not a writer, but I'll fix this fucking these two female Saiyans right now. And again, I don't have a problem that they're female. I have a problem that they're poorly written characters. Why not make it so that, remember how Broly was just born with, like, he had a power level of 10,000, right? Why not make Kale born like how Broly was born, right? And have her go on a rampage when she was younger, and Cauliflower had to stop her. So Cauliflower had to turn Super Saiyan to stop Kale from destroying her fucking world. And that's something that they've been dealing with since they were kids. Yeah. So if Cauliflower was like 10 and Kale was rampaging and she turned Super Saiyan to stop her, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Right? So that by the time they're, like, teenagers, they've already been Super Saiyan for, like, like pretty much, almost a decade. So they've had the training, and she's been training with a Broly level character. So of course they're going to be super strong. Now it's just, I turned Super Saiyan. Here, you focus really hard and you can do it. And then she just turns it basically into Broly. Not only is that just, like, whatever, in the last episode, she not only can she turn into Berserker Broly, but now she can control her form to be, like, a kind of Berserker where she's still, like you're in a tournament fighting. How can you master forms?
Also, why not just make a... Sorry, go ahead.
Golden Frieza got his ass whooped because he couldn't maintain his form for long enough, right? Mm-hmm. But this girl just totally can master her form in, like, 5 minutes? No, that's
why
bullshit.
Even make them Saiyans and go Super Saiyan? Why not just have them another race with something similar where we don't know anything about the race, and that could be even more... That would be more interesting, making them a completely different species that has something similar to Super Saiyan, because as far as I know, like, Saiyans have Super Saiyan, the Namekians have like, they can fuse and become stronger, and apparently the people that Frieza are, I'm sure there's a name that I'm gonna get reamed for not knowing it, but I don't care. If they actually train, they can get a golden form.
Right. So
why not have another race that does something else instead of just, well, these Saiyans, they're just doing it now. They every Saiyan can go Super Saiyan. Like, what about the thousands of years where there was no Super Saiyan?
Because it's girl Goku, basically. They're trying to get. I think they're trying to just, like, I'm all for, like, marketability, and if you want to have, like, a strong female characters to get like little girls to watch. It's cool, and I understand that like 30 7-year-old men aren't the demographic really, but like those are the people that like from like what like 20 to like my age, like we grew up with that. So of course we're watching it, and it's like it's almost as like Toriyama didn't mature as his audience matured.
Yeah.
So it's the same, just kind of like garbage storyline with like once in a while just like amazing fights and animation that's so cool that you just have to watch it. And like I love Dragon Ball, but like again they're giving Vegeta no love in this fucking nothing, and it's infuriating to watch. And also it's like if Android 17 and 18 are in it, right?
Okay.
So if androids never get tired, right? Why aren't they just fucking full force throwing people out left and right if they never run out of energy? Which is also bullshit, because when Cell fought Goku, Goku gave him a sensu bean, so he would be at his full strength. But if androids don't lose power, why did he fucking give him a sensu bean? Sorry, I should have my turn off.
I don't know.
Because like I don't know, I probably said it in one of our other videos, but like, and I've said it to you a million times, Toriyama reminds me a lot of George Lucas in the fact that he can create memorable characters who are beloved, but he can't tell a story to save his ass. His character designs are really cool, but his storytelling is just garbage. And the people that are writing the show, maybe they're trying their hardest to do the best they can with the material, because everybody, at work, that like, what you put out isn't always what you want, because, management and this and that and budget cuts or whatever. But like, you're talking about something that's been around for decades with a very loyal fan base that will make money. So why skip out on the writing? But if Dragon Ball had like excellent writing, would people like it? I don't know. I know. When people talk about it, when they talk about how good, like something like Rick and Morty, that's got like, look how popular Rick and Morty is. It's got excellent writing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So nobody's ever like, oh, I don't like Rick and Morty because the writing is too good. Like I never heard anybody say that. You know what I mean?
I could see them trying to overwrite Dragon Ball, and people not liking it because it's just like it's not like Dragon Ball enough, but. They don't need the dialogue to be stupendous, because it's never gonna be. They don't need to try super hard to make it like a masterpiece. But if they spend a little bit extra time on the story and continuity, which is Akira Toriyama is like, he has such a problem with continuity. If they would just focus on continuity, it would be a lot better. If that's the one thing they focused on.
Well, it's like things got all out of hand. Like with like when they fought like in like Battle of Gods, when Goku fought Beerus, the two of them punching each other, like almost like destroyed like the universe or whatever, right? So now that then it says Goku absorbed God into his base form. So every transformation stacks on top of God. So if he's already that much stronger, like you said, the first time he turned Super Saiyan, he like, natural disasters and lightning and all, like, the earth separating. And now when he turns blue, it's just like, okay, now he's blue. And the thing that's bullshit about blue is it looks exactly like Super Saiyan, except the hair is blue. The hair is not any different.
Yeah. And when he's red, it's just his regular hair, but red.
Well, they don't even do that. Like, God is not like a transformation anymore. They don't do that. So he goes, there's 1, 2, they never use Super Saiyan 3. He goes right from 2 to God. I think it's because they don't want to animate the hair anymore.
Well,
the bullshit with that is like, oh, the form is strong, but it uses too much. It uses up power too fast. That's what he says.
So why doesn't he... so if he can use... so if he's using God power, is that technically Super Saiyan power? Or is that it's perfect key control? So if that's somehow still related to God, Super Saiyan is related to God power, then is there like a Super Saiyan God? Is there a Saiyan God?
He already was Super Saiyan God.
No. Is there like he is the god, or
That's
is there
Blue
a god?
of Saiyans. You
Yeah,
mean?
if
That
using
well,
god power. Also, if it is related, then isn't there like I mean, even if it's just like a universal source, there's got to be like somewhere else it's coming
I don't know.
from.
I'm not sure what the multiplier for Blue is, or if it's like because it's something different. Like it's like you can't sense like like people can't sense God Key like they do like other power levels, which is and for fuck's sake, stop doing the thing where like you think you blow up a guy and there's smoke, and then the smoke clears and then the guy's still there.
That got old 20 years ago.
Like
All right,
just
so is
stop.
there? I have a prediction. Maybe
Mhm.
might happen because if it's Super Saiyan God, but it's not really Super Saiyan, it's something completely different, and it's only Super Saiyan God because there's Saiyans. Could other well, I'm just going on a complete tangent. Could other beings use it if or is it just Saiyans? I know they said it's just Saiyans, but like, why are Saiyans the only ones that can tap into this power? And why the hell would they be able to tap into it on Earth if that's nowhere near their original planet or planet Vegeta? Anyway,
That's
why
a
wouldn't they be able to go Super Saiyan while in God mode?
no. I mean, I think they see. I'm no expert in this. Like, I do watch a lot of videos on it though. Like, I watch like some like Swakage and like Seth the Programmer and sometimes Expert Games and stuff like that. But it's really funny too. Like when they call each other out on like bullshit of like you fucked up your math. I'm just like, but just like the whole point is like Goku is supposed to be super strong, but yet all these stupid things keep happening. And and the guy like the main thing that they're supposed to be is like Jiren. Jiren is like he's the head. He's like he's like there's these things called the guys called the Pride Troopers, which are basically the
Ginyu
Ginyu
Force.
Force. Yeah, exactly. So. But Jiren doesn't want to fight anybody yet. He just stands in the corner like this, and he one-shotted Kale. Like so, he's like super strong. Like when she was Berserk, so like Goku keeps wanting to fight him, but he doesn't want any part of it. So the only thing I can think of is Goku isn't transforming because he wants to save his strength, because he knows that Jiren is trying to wear him out to fight him, which doesn't make sense because if Jiren is so strong, he could one-shot a Broly level Berserker. Why doesn't he just fucking fight Goku now?
But at this
You
point,
know what I mean?
Goku
Like
could one shot Broly.
now he can.
Yeah, now.
Well, or maybe not. I don't know.
Because
Like
fuck it, there's no continuity. It's
it,
just
it,
whatever the fuck they want it to be.
because also like the thing, it's like if you have a guy like I hear the Pride Troopers, right? They fight for justice. Like if you have a guy on your team, and this one of the guys was almost a god of destruction. So you have a guy who's almost as strong as Beerus, and then a guy who's allegedly stronger than Beerus. They're saying that Jiren is stronger than Beerus, the mortal that's stronger than gods or whatever, right? So you have this guy. Who are they fighting?
Yeah.
Who? Why would you need a guy that's Beerus level and a guy that's stronger than Beerus? Who the fuck are they fighting?
Nobody.
That's what I don't like. And he just stands there with his arms crossed and doesn't do anything. And it's just like, and another fucking bullshit thing they tried to prove like he's so fast that Jiren was able to get behind Goku, and surprise him, right? Like Jiren moves so fast that he went behind Goku. Goku can instantly transmit himself anywhere, right?
Yeah.
How can you be faster than instantaneous?
You know what? Honestly, on that front, he has to attempt to do instant transmission. It isn't that he's constantly able to be that fast. He has to concentrate on the technique, so he can be faster.
But then why would he? But even if the guy got behind him, he shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He should be like, oh, maybe he used it. Oh, like it just.
I met an entire race of people that could do that already, and I made
But
friends.
I also never
taught
taught anybody else how to do it.
Yeah, fuck everybody. Fuck all my friends. All the times that might have saved everybody else because I was the only one that could use instant transmission. You know, like with Majin Buu or...
First episode of Dragon Ball Epsilon, Pan can do instant transmission.
Cool.
But, it's so much better. It's so much better.
And I've told you about that Dragon Ball Multiverse comic that Doug turned me on to. That thing is fantastic. It's been going on for a while, and it's a tournament, and it's all these other universes, which is basic. This is probably where they got the idea from because this has been coming out for years. But the fighting is actually great. There's universes.
Wait, so in this Dragon Ball comic, they're fighting other universes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. There's universes in that one where Broly killed everybody in the universe.
Well, they're not fighting other versions of themselves.
See, they are fighting other versions of themselves.
Right, in this one, yeah. Okay.
So there's a universe where Broly killed everybody. There's a universe where Cell absorbed everybody. There's a universe where Majin Buu absorbed everybody. There's a universe where Goku never got hit on the head and was still regular Saiyan. So in that universe, the fighters are him, Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa, and they're weak as all hell. It's really great. There's Future Trunks' universe, where him and Android 16 are the only fighters. And then there's a universe where when fighting Majin Buu, Vegito never defused.
Oh, so he's still Vegito?
He's still Vegito. And Bra was born while they were fused.
Mm-hmm.
So she's stronger than Broly.
I think you told me that.
I did, yeah. And that's fantastic. There's a part where Vegito goes Super Saiyan 3, and he, like, changes the gravity in the tournament area, so, like, everything starts getting pulled into him. Because he just becomes so powerful. It's much more interesting than what you're telling me, because it just seems like they're trying to add characters.
It sounds... I don't know. It just like, but the thing is that I think there's a formula that they stick to, so that like they don't give you too much and you always want a little more. So when you watch an episode, you're like, why didn't this happen? Why didn't this happen? So everybody talks about it, but everybody would talk about it if it was good too. Nobody would watch it. But there has to be some sort of like psychological like trick that we keep. Like, because I always I can't wait to watch an episode and then be like dissatisfied with it. Yeah. Like, this is the culture that we live in. But like, I don't, because every once in a while, okay, there was a guy, right, who could change his weight at will, right? Yeah, so he grabs Goku.
That sounds like a original Dragon Ball anime. Like, that sounds way more interesting.
So he grabs Goku, and like Goku doesn't change into Super Saiyan. He just stays in base form. And the guy, like, you know, he's holding on to him, and he's starting to sink into the ground. But keep in mind, the whole time, Goku's getting, you know, punched and beat up and all this stuff. He doesn't have a scratch on him. Nothing happens. It's just, it's just, I want to say dissatisfying. Like, I want to watch, like, and it's so boring too, because it's all in a tournament. So it's just all like in the same spot. Like in like the old Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball fights, they would fight, you know, outside, like in the, like, you know, a guy would be knocked from the city into like the woods, and they would fight in the mountains, and then they would, you know, here they're just fighting in a tournament. It's like
boring.
After, it's like, how many tournament arcs can you do? And they've already done the first two sagas were a rehash of Revival of F and then Battle of Gods again. So they did those twice. Then they did one with Future Trunks. Or they did a tournament, and then they did one with Future Trunks, and then they did another one with a tournament. So it's just like...
Like, the whole thing just seems to be fan service, but not good fan service.
Well, they still haven't done, like... They did Vegeta Blue, but they've never done Gogeta in canon.
That's true, yeah. Because the Janemba movie, not canon.
And also, it was like they didn't bring Trunks and Goten with them to the tournament because they weren't mature enough, right? So they were mature enough. They were mature enough to fight Majin Buu, right? But they didn't bring the kids. You know who they brought? Master Roshi, Tien, Krillin, Android 17, 18, Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, and Frieza. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, they're just hanging out with Frieza.
So basically, like, really nothing. Like, Master Roshi actually eliminated 2 people.
Really?
Cool. he did his like surprise like lightning attack and froze a guy in place, and then again used the tri-beam and knocked him out, and then he Kamehameha another guy out of the ring. But again, you have Android 18 fighting a guy having a little trouble with him, but then all of a sudden she's able to pick up the guy who could change his weight and throw him out of the ring like no problem.
Inconsistency. There's no consistency.
But Krillin was able to fight the guy who was giving Android 18 trouble.
He is like the strongest human.
But it's just I really got to turn that off. I'm sorry. But it's so. And Krillin already got eliminated.
At least he's not dead yet.
But it really sucks because I love Dragon Ball so much, but I really there's so much more I think they could do with it. They don't explore any of they introduce all of these new characters from like other universes, but don't really expand on the lore of Dragon Ball. Again, like I said, like I keep going back to it, but Absalon, here are all the characters. Here's here's Majub as an adult. And if you want kids, if you want girls to have like strong like female leads in Dragon Ball, there's Pan. Yeah. There's Pan and Oob's kids. They can have a girl. Make Bra more of a character. You know, you can do that, but they don't. And I don't have a problem if they had like female Saiyans who were like really strong, who were like military. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Not just like these girls who maybe
tripped and turned Super Saiyan.
It's more appealing. Maybe it's more appealing to like younger girls to like have it like that. But it's just also one of the things that was really really stupid was and I know why they do it, but like remember when Goku got his like Ultra Saiyan form where like he got really big but he couldn't move fast.
Yeah.
So he's like, I never use it, and then Trunks did it, and then he got his ass whooped by Cell.
Mm-hmm.
So Caulifla can do that too, right?
Okay.
So, but when she does it, right, her muscles expand, and they did this shot where just her fucking tits are just huge, right? So when she transforms into this, her tits are huge. If your muscles are expanding, her tits should be smaller, not big.
They would say about the same.
Why would your muscles bulk up? And the fat that makes up the mammary glands, why would they become larger? You know what I mean? That's not muscle.
Whoever was drawing it has no idea what the female
anatomy. No, of course they did it because they want to give her big tits. Like, of course. But I'm just like, if the point was to like have it be like for girls to get into it, why would you do that? As a fan service to like the men who are already watching it? Like, it just, I don't get what they're doing. I'm just confused.
I would just prefer strong female characters that have a chance to grow and it isn't dependent on men. That'd be super. Because basically what you're describing to me is there's underdeveloped female characters that a dude turned Super Saiyan. She's like, hey, you can turn Super Saiyan too. Just do this. And they're like, okay, thanks, guy. And they come and they don't have a story. Like, nothing important. And they just are just strong. Like, I'd be totally fine with them if they were, like, growing. There's no growth. Why not show growth? We've seen everybody grow.
If you had done what I said, and not you, but, like, if you had, had her go berserk from when she was born and had her sister have to take care of her and stuff.
That's a story.
Then there would at least be some sort of, like, meat to the story. That's why, again, like, so that's just my feelings on, like, I don't hate Dragon Ball Super, but it's not good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are frustrating, and if anybody listens to this, please, let me know how much you disagree with me,
yes,
or
please.
agree.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
We just got to 20. Let's get 21.
Yeah, woo, 21.
We got another year to get another subscriber.
Wait. Honestly, let's change gears. Dragon Ball Super. Castlevania.
So good.
So fucking good.
So good.
I can't believe there's only 4 episodes.
They got renewed for another 8.
Immediately, like the day it came out.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. I just don't want to wait for it, honestly.
For me, Symphony of the Night is probably my favorite Castlevania game.
Yeah.
So like having like a really like correct depiction of Alucard was my favorite part. And also, like we said, we were talking about it before. He's David Bowie in this.
Yeah, he's basically super
Alucard
long
is
hair David Bowie.
absolutely David Bowie, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's fucking awesome.
100% behind it. Uh, I mean, some people have, I mean, what Angry Video Game Nerd said, it doesn't feel like Castlevania, but I completely disagree.
Same.
Because it's not really, 3 episodes aren't taking place in the castle. It doesn't feel like Castlevania. I mean, huh?
Like what we were talking about before, with character development. The first episode, Trevor really wasn't in it. They were like establishing the world and like telling Dracula's story about why everything was happening. And like I really appreciate the fact that it wasn't like a flashback.
Yeah.
The fact that it happened and then like we're progressing with I'm sure there'll be flashbacks, but like the beginning wasn't like already like it didn't start with Trevor like fighting like a bunch of monsters. It started with him like drunk in a bar because his family's disgraced and everything's terrible
and he's out of practice.
It gave him like it made him like more of a human.
Yeah, he did a great job of humanizing everybody.
It was just really good. I really liked it. I liked the whole atmosphere.
I could have done without the goat raping.
Well, I mean, like it's trying to be
authentic, I suppose. It's for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's a story somebody tells. It's not. There's no actual goat raping.
It's very
there's no visually depicted goat raping.
It's very graphically violent.
Oh yeah, like I recommended it to my friends, and one of them loves it. But his wife would not. She won't even watch it because she can't take any gore. So,
well, but there were like I also saw like some other people were like displeased with like the scene with like the bloody crib and like the babies getting killed. It's graphic.
It's graphic, and I can understand it upsetting you, but that's kind of the point. It's supposed to bring emotions out. You're watching this like, no, this isn't like, ooh, just the bloody violence and guys getting killed in the street. It's like, no, this is a bloody rampage.
Yeah, that's again like I don't have to cut you off. I'm sorry, but like the problem with that is like, do you have to show the gore? I'm like, have you never played Castlevania ever? Do you know what it's about? Like, don't watch it if you don't want the like. The point is like, well, you don't need to show that children are being killed. I'm like, yeah, yes, you do, because you're trying to depict the severity of what's going on. Well, I didn't like it. It's like you're not supposed to like the fact that it's happening. You're supposed to be disgusted.
Absolutely. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Monica.
We're recording. So, yeah.
Hey, Bruce.
And Bruce is in here now too. Hey, Bruce. So, it's absolutely supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's disgusting. People are getting ripped apart, like that one lady where it's like gets clawed and she looks like she's kind of like just hurt but okay, and turns around, her face is falling off.
Yeah,
it's supposed to make you disgusted and uncomfortable because this is a war against people.
If you don't have all that, well, again, like it's horror. It is horror. So it's supposed to be like that, and I think people are like, well, I'm not gonna watch it because it's like, well, that you're not supposed. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how else to say that, and I feel like that's a big problem too with everything, people getting upset about everything all the time. Again, like you don't have to watch. There's tons of stuff I don't like that I feel like once you. I mean, of course, there's like within a realm of like reason. But like if there's something you don't like, you shouldn't want it to not exist. Right. You should just not watch it.
Unless it's like pedophiles or.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like there's that line of like
I would very much like for pedophiles not to exist, but I mean.
I would also like that, but like there's
not much we can do about it.
But in terms of like gore and horror, like it's supposed to be graphic.
A lot of times, I'm upset that things aren't gorier. Honestly, I mean, it shows what kind of messed up person I am. But watching those scenes, it's like, oh, this is horrendous. Like when he whips the guy's eye out, I was like, oh god, that's amazing. Oh
yeah, exactly. And when he said like, "Sorry, a bit rusty,"
Yeah,
he fucking whips the. He was like aiming for the guy's hand.
he wasn't.
And
No,
he
he was
whips him in
aiming
the
to
eye.
pull it out of his hand, and he accidentally whipped his finger off. He's like,
Right,
"Sorry, I'm out of practice."
right, yeah. But like when he first, but again, like there was enough time had passed from like the first episode and then the bar fight when he got his ass whooped. Where not whooped, but he was drunk and he had to play with multiple guys.
And he would have
And
killed him.
right, you see, and then when you start to see him like get back into it, like you're like, oh, what can this guy really do? And it was then you see him like organizing like the whole like that whole village against like all the monsters and like what when Sypha was like like raising the stuff out of the ground and impaling the monsters and he whipped the one in the face.
Yeah. By the way,
So
Sypha's magic totally overpowered, and I love it. Like a lot of other times, magic in TV video games will be like not it'll take too long to use, or it's not really that much. But like no, no, we're making walls. Oh, I'm dropping fucking blocks of ice on things. Well, nope, ice stab. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
And Alucard's magic. Alucard in general, fantastic. His telekinesis, his I don't know, his Akuma like sidestepping, which
Well,
is
I mean,
it's like his
that
backdash,
was,
but in Symphony.
yeah, it was pretty. It's very satisfying, and like all of the exchanges between the characters, like the way that they talk to each other, is very good.
Yeah,
And
the dialogue's amazing.
when he like does that like spin kick with the sword into the Cyclops'
Oh
eye, I thought it was real cool that he could attach his sword to his whip.
yeah,
I mean, and again, like I was telling you before, like when I first heard that it was going to be like sarcastic and snarky, I was like, I don't know. But then when I heard Warren Ellis, I was like, okay.
yeah.
And then it was, and people might not like, the way that he portrayed Trevor. I do.
Oh, I love it. I love
I think
him as a
he's a good
character.
I told you that my favorite part was just one of the parts where he's just like, like he just mumbles under his breath. It's so perfect. The voice acting is spot on.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
See, I think the problem is because I didn't catch it. Like I understood, but it didn't click for me the first time I watched it. That yes, the Belmonts were disgraced, but Trevor's arc in those in the 3 episodes he's in is he doesn't care anymore because the people that was raised to protect, that is he felt an obligation to protect when he was younger, don't want him. They didn't want his family. They hate them. So he's just like, well, fuck these people then. If they don't want me, what the hell am I gonna do for them? And then he starts seeing that, like, maybe I do need to do this. I do need to help the people because even if they don't want it, they still need me, and that's what I'm here for. So I guess a lot of people maybe don't like his characterization because it's very quick because it happens over the course of 3 episodes. There's all they had to work with, and strangely enough, I feel like in 4 episodes a lot happened, but it still kind of went slow. It's very strange.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I feel like a lot of people didn't like his characterization because they didn't really catch that. Like, these people don't want me. Why the hell should I fight for them? And then he changes to, well, I have to anyway because I need to.
Yeah, it was just very enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
I was really bummed that it was only 4 episodes. As soon as they assembled the team, I'm just like,
Yep.
God. Yeah, I mean, like also like if you knew anything about Castlevania, obviously you knew Alucard wasn't gonna kill.
Oh yeah.
But
if somebody honestly, that's what I hate. That I enjoy things and I watch them and I know so much about it, and then I can never enjoy it the same way again. So I watched this knowing almost exactly what was going to happen. I mean, not every story beat or anything, but I knew what the overarching thing was going to happen. I knew that was Alucard. I knew that he wasn't going to kill Trevor. I knew they were all going to team up.
Right.
But I really am jealous of somebody who has no idea and sees this for the first time and loves it and like, oh shit, who the fuck is that? I don't even know who that is. Is this another vampire? They're gonna fight, and then like, oh wow, and I am jealous.
But also, like, I have a feeling that there was a lot of people who watched it and were like, "This is boring," because they don't know any of the backstory
That's
at
true.
all. So I could see, like, coming from that as like a person who didn't know anything, for it to be a little slow moving. But really, like, what else could you have done?
Yeah.
If you made it strictly action and no story, it would have been actually boring. I always like one of those people that like like I said, I like the backstory and it makes the fight a lot more memorable. I'll always go into like if you think about Star Wars for a second, I'm sure I've made this before, this comparison, but um, the Phantom Menace, the battle with Darth Maul, right?
Right.
With Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. As far as choreography, leaps and bounds over the end of Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah.
However, the fight at the end of Return of the Jedi had so much more emotional impact because you knew the backstory. These characters had so much, history, and what they were fighting for wasn't just their cause. It was there was so much backstory with Luke and Vader, and the other like movies, it's just like in Phantom Menace, it's like, well, he's the Sith, so I guess they're gonna fight him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have those like emotional stakes. Even when Qui-Gon got killed, it's just like
Yeah, but
I don't feel it as much. I don't feel it as much.
See, the thing that did come, the good thing that came out of that is when they eventually brought Darth Maul back in the animated cartoons, the Clone Wars cartoon. I think he's in Rebels. Now he has backstory, so him getting bisected by Obi-Wan was his backstory, and then he had a whole arc after that, which a lot of people don't know about because they don't want to watch the cartoon.
Yeah, but but I'm assuming that George Lucas did not write Darth Maul's
fuck
backstory
that
because it's good.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean.
It's the whole Clone Wars cartoon, like, aired out of order, is put up out of order, like, on Netflix. I don't know if it's up right now, but it was put up out of order on Netflix, except for the last season, which was Netflix specific. That's the only one that's in proper order. So you can watch that whole thing.
Why is it out of order?
Because that's how it aired, and that's just how it is. Like, it doesn't really matter that much most of the time because they're really episodic, and there's only a few that are, like, multi-episode things, but sometimes you'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I understand this person, and then you see them, like, for the first time, but it's, like, 10 episodes later, and it doesn't make any sense because they just, for some reason, decided to do everything out of order. Because, channels put episodes up out of order, but they used to do that a lot more. Like, the Clerks cartoon, the second episode...
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going there.
Second episode ever aired first.
Flashback.
And then the fourth episode, and then nothing else ever. Which is bad because the second episode was a clip show of the first episode.
That cartoon did not get a fair chance.
No, it did not.
It totally did not.
It was
it was funny. I have a
was.
feeling that it could have been really good if they just gave it a fucking chance.
Did you see the animate? They used the same animation for the funeral scene in Clerks that they could never film because they couldn't afford it.
They animated it?
Yeah, they animated it with the Clerks animated.
I never saw the animation. I read the comic where they had the funeral and everything, but I never knew they animated it.
Yeah, they animated it. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty great. It's so funny that like so many of the things from when we were younger are still relevant. Like, how is that possible? Like Dragon Ball, Star Wars, Castlevania, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Sonic, Mario. They're all still relevant.
Yeah.
How is that fucking possible? Like,
because we won't let anything die, and we keep buying things. That's really it. Like, we like something, and we just kept buying it. It's not like in the olden days. Like
Legend of Zelda still going.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a shirt right now.
Like how
Voltron's back.
Voltron, I'm wearing a shirt right now. Like,
I like big butts.
Which is that's what it says on my shirt. That didn't just come out of nowhere. I mean, it's just crazy, and
We live in a
Some of the
great time.
stuff, some of like again like Voltron, maybe like I kind of almost feel like they would have did to Dragon Ball what they did to Voltron, where they kind of it's kind of the same but it's not. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Like they kind of rebooted it, but they kind of kept most of the story the same.
See, but Voltron was executed in a better fashion than it was before, instead of
That's
just kind of doing stuff like Dragon Ball's doing.
that's true.
It's like it's the difference between just saying like, "Oh well, I guess we'll just do this because this works and people liked it," or being like, this is what happened before. Let's make something better out of this."
But I have a feeling too that with like, Dragon Ball is such a weird thing that I feel that if you change the formula, people might not like it. That if you made Dragon Ball like really good, I think people might not watch it. You know how many things just don't get done again, like the Clark's cartoon, like that are excellent, and they just for one reason or another, people just don't like it, and you're like, I don't understand how this isn't like more popular, and it just isn't, and there's nothing you could do about it, and you know if Toriyama is gonna keep if you could lazily just if someone could come in and be like what should this character that you made up 30 years ago do today? Oh, have him fight a girl. Like, then done. Have him fight a girl, but make the girl like you don't even know too. Toriyama's old. He might be senile. He might be crazy. Like so
Definitely.
you might be like make like just whatever, and then they just do it. I don't. I really like. I feel like there's a lot of meat to that story that they're not fleshing out, and they keep adding stuff to it instead of refining what they have. But also, like, I know that I'm not like I don't know, like I don't want to like I don't want to make this sound like I'm a dick, but like I'm not an average. Like I like a lot of things that have like cult following.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of things that are popular too, but like I like things to be good, and a lot of times things that are good people don't like because they're not stupid enough.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I don't. And if you try to have but there's a specific balance that like like a lot of like Pixar movies have, where it's like there's a lot of adult themes, but it's also okay for kids to watch,
Mm-hmm.
and all the adult jokes go over the kid's head, and then when you watch the movie 10 years later as an adult, you're like, oh shit, I didn't know he was talking about that. Like that's clever, good writing that you can enjoy as a family. I feel like when you watch Dragon Ball, it's just stupid. And there's nothing else to get except
And you're just watching it because it's Dragon Ball.
if it was the same exact, that's another thing I would say. Like if you would watch a story and it's compelling, regardless of if you knew the characters or not, then it's well written. If you're only watching it because you like the characters, it's just because you like the characters.
Yeah.
But why do we like the characters? It's not just a guy. It's like the characters are like supposed to be like the sum of their actions and the things that they do. Like,
I think it's
do I
more.
even like Goku as a character? I don't think I do.
But we like Vegeta, even though he's kind of a
I
whiny
love
bitch sometimes.
Vegeta.
He's a whiny bitch sometimes, but I love Vegeta.
Like conceptually, Vegeta is just a better character.
Yeah, he has a lot bigger. He has a lot more of an arc, and then he doesn't just. He's not just standard. Goku basically is just the person that's there to win for people.
But like even like Gohan has such a much better backstory, and he's such a more likable character than Goku. Like I don't.
But none of them. Alright, so everybody is more likable than Goku, but none of them are more likable than Team 4 Stars Goku.
Oh, I love Team 4 Stars Goku.
And then
Hey, best buddy.
he's such an idiot, and it's just like exaggerating the parts of him that are just kind of annoying. That's why Dragon Ball Bridge is just amazing, because it accentuates the parts that kind of bother you and makes them funny. Like Goku's an idiot. Yeah, Goku's a fucking idiot. Vegeta's kind of a whiny bitch. Yeah, he's kind of a whiny bitch.
Their Vegeta is Oh, he's so fucking.
Now I'm
He's
agreeing with
so
Sal.
perfect. So fucking perfect.
Yep.
Why would anybody make a fat robot?
I'm fucking sorry. I snorted.
It's okay.
Ah.
The what was
son
it? Is it? My heart is pure, pure, unadulterated, badass.
All right.
Uh,
On that note, we should probably end it.
all right, yeah. So that was just us bitching about what was it?
Dragon
Well,
Ball
I have
Super.
nothing bad. I have mostly bad things to say about Dragon Ball Super. I have nothing but good things to say about Castlevania.
Except it's too short.
Well, I mean that's not their fault.
No, that's not.
And what else did we talk about? I forget.
We sprinkled some other stuff in, but that's about it.
And sprinkles. All right.
And sprinkles. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Here's to 21.
21, guys. Let's get to 21. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.